Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Amanda and I run Drinkered Crochet. In today's video, I haven't done one of these in a while, so I wanted to go through all of my inventory that I am bringing to my market in 2 days. So I have a huge market and I'm just going to share with you quantity, what things I'm bringing, what yarn I used in order to make the items, and how much I am selling them for, because I know a lot of you like to get ideas about pricing, because I do as well, because it's one of the biggest things, right, is what do I price it for? Of course, my area may be a little bit different than yours, and you know, price yours accordingly, but this is what I charge for mine and everything that I am bringing. So to start out, this is a 3-day show that I have been preparing for. So normally I don't have this much inventory, even though it's not quite as much inventory as I wanted, but I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start out with is I have 13 little octos. So I've got pink, yellow, and green. And I do make them in blue and purple. But this has just been something on the back burner. I like these little guys because it shows a lot of the time little kids want to get something, but they don't want to spend a whole lot of money. So I do charge $6 for these. And basically this is kind of what I had left over from everything. The only thing that I've made new was I did make 5 of the pink ones because pink is a really big seller. Also blue and purple. The yellow is probably the least favorite, which is why I have 7 of them. And then I've got 1 green. I do use the Parfait, no, not Parfait, I'm sorry, Premier Velvet? No, Premier Just Chenille, that is what it is called. It's the Dollar Tree yarn, except I bought mine on their website and it comes in a cone, so you don't have to keep buying the little skeins. So the cone has lasted me a long time. I still haven't run out of it, and I've been making these for mini shows. So I have 13 octos that I am bringing. Now, if I was to have been fully prepared for this show, for a 3-day show, I would probably have wanted to bring 100 of them. I just don't got time. So 13 at $6 each. I have $78 in little octos. And when I display these, I put them on a little cake stand that I picked up at an estate sale. I pick up a lot of my display things at estate sales, garage sales. I make them myself, but that's how I do it on the cheap. Next, I've got 15 keychains. I got 1 pig. Not 1 pig, but like, here's my pig. Oh wait, wrong end. There's my pig. And then I've got bees. I've got some ice cream cones. And I've got this guy, because he hasn't sold yet, 1 kiwi. And then I make those same octos in keychain form. So obviously the ice cream cones, they can be all different colors, but I've got 2 orange ones. So maybe someone likes orange sherbet, I don't know. So 15, that's all I got. And I sell those at $6 each. I like to use the acrylic on my keychain because, I don't know, I like the look of it better. And so I got all that acrylic yarn that I bought when I first started learning how to crochet, and I'm going to use it all in order to make keychains. So 15 is not a lot of keychains, and had I been super prepared for this show, I probably would have had 100. It's okay. It's okay. So I've got $90 of inventory in keychains. Next I have these Loaf cats, and I sold out of them at my last show. And I've got 4 of them. I got another gray one down here. I got 4 of them with their little faces on, and I also have 4 of them inside that I'm not counting in my inventory because they don't have faces on them, and sometimes it can take me weeks in order to get faces on them for some reason. I don't know why, but embroidery is the last thing I want to do, and if I'm not in the mood to do it, it is really hard for me to. So the the cats, this one's made out of Sweet Snuggles Light, and this one is made out of a Bernat blanket, and the Bernat has a lot of fun colors to use. There's a little bit of a size difference. I don't know, I think I stuffed this one a little bit more. This one's a little less chunky. So I sell those for $12 each, and I've got 4 of them, and that gives me $48 in inventory for cats. Now, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make more. I've got 2 days, not really 2 days. It's Wednesday, the market starts on Friday night. So really, I'm counting tomorrow as the day. I wanna make more cats because they have been selling recently like crazy. So I definitely need more than 4. So if you are wanting to make Loaf cats and you have a lot of people coming to your market, I would bring as many as you can make. That's my, I don't know. If you're in the same area, I just bring cats. People love cats, unless you hate cats, and otherwise you're not going to be buying that. But other people love cats, so bring them. And so next I have, this one's a new pattern for me, these sleeping capybaras. I made a capybara pattern before, and it was so top heavy that it wouldn't like stay, but this one is sleeping, so it just, you know, it can't roll over, which is nice. And I'm very excited for this pattern, and I made 3 of them, so super cute. And I'm gonna go ahead and charge $18 for these, and I used the Bernat blanket, the baby blanket, and it's really soft, and I love this color for them. It's in the sand color. That is $54 of inventory for the capybaras. I will let you all know how that sells. So make sure that you subscribe and stay tuned for the market vlog for this 3-day show that I have been stressing out about for the last, I don't know, probably month. So can't wait till that's over, but I'm so excited for it. I don't know, do you guys understand that? You're so stressed, but you can't wait until it's over, but you're so excited for, I don't know. Okay, next I've got one extra large possum. He's a pretty big guy, and he's super soft. He's made out of the Sweet Snuggles, and I used some sparkly eyes on him, and the ears and the feet are sewn on. And anything that has a pattern, I will link it in the description below. Not everything has a pattern. Sometimes it's a pattern that I've modified, but I'll give you the base pattern if there is one. So this giant Linda, usually I have one at each show, and if my safety eyes come in time, I have another possum skin already made that all I need to do is add the eyes on stuff and then sew on his feet and ears. So if that happens, I'll have 2 of them. But for this show, I should have, you know, time in the morning each day to crochet. And I'm guessing I'll have time during this. I don't know. I will, obviously I don't know anything about this. I'm so nervous and excited at the same time. So $35. And usually that possum doesn't last very long, which is why I wanted to bring 2. Next, I have this hippo. Fun fact, today is my anniversary with my husband, and we've been married for 3 years, and we got married at the zoo. And part of our marriage wedding package was we got to pet and feed a hippo. His name was Tank. And so the hippo plays a pretty significant role in our lives, and we love them. So this guy, he got a special meaning for me, and he's made out of Sweet Snuggles light. He got that little tail in the back, and I sell him for $25. I only made 1. Honestly, this was kind of an afterthought because I'm like, what else did I not make for this show? And I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't replenish my hippos. So I got 1 done. And so he is $25. Okay, so next up I have 2 skunks that I am bringing. This one is made out of the burlap blanket, and this one is the Sweet Snuggles. It's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to charge $18 for this one and $20 for this one. And I only have 2 of them. Next, I've got 8 of these guys. I only make it in red. I know a lot of people like the different colors, but the red one sells the best, so I only make them in red. And sometimes they're a big hit, sometimes they're not. So far, like recently, I've sold like 1 or 2 at a show. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. There's gonna be over 100,000 people at the show this weekend, so we'll see. I expect to sell out of everything, but that's just me being optimistic, I think. So I do sell these for $12 a piece. I use the burlap blanket on the top, and then for the white, if I had burlap blanket, I would use that, but right now I am trying to get rid of this big twist cuddle that went on clearance, and then I would get it for $4 a skein. So I got like 30-40 skeins of the white, and so I'm slowly working through that. But $4, obviously I had to stock up on it. So I am bringing 8 of those for a total of inventory that's $96. And then next, this is also made out of that cuddle yarn I was talking about, but I also made one in the Sweet Snuggles light. So I've got donkeys, and this is a pattern that I changed from a cow pattern. I changed the ear and the head, and I'm going to be bringing 4 of those to my market, and I sell them for $25 a piece. So this is $100 in inventory right here. Now, have I sold a donkey yet? No, but the only time I took it to the market was my last one, and things were selling weird that I didn't expect to sell, and things that I expected to sell didn't sell. So I don't know if that was a weird market or not. So I'm bringing 4 of those because the cows go so well, and you know, who doesn't love a donkey? I don't know. Okay, next, I'm bringing a Yoshi egg, and I've been trying to sell this for the last 3 markets for $20. So I went ahead and crossed it out and changed it to 15. And I was charging 20 just because you have to like create all these circles and then sew them all on, and it was a pain and I didn't like doing it. But at this point, I kind of just want to get rid of him because I'm not making any more of it. That one was made out of the Sweet Snuggles Light, and obviously it hasn't sold for me. Next, I have 3 remaining peeps that I will be bringing to my June market. Now, I've been selling these for $12, and people still buy them because they look like bunnies, but I might take it down to 10 this time just so I can get rid of them, because I really don't want to hold on to them for the rest of the year until April again. So I've got 3 of those, and that's going to be $30 of inventory stocked up. Okay, next is one of my big sellers, so I do recommend these. I've got 2 different kinds that I made for this time. I've got the black and white cow that is made out of the burlap blanket speckle, and then just the common white cow. I have 1 of these, and then I've got 3 of the traditional cow. This one is made out of the burlap baby blanket, and that one, like I said, is a really good seller. And I've got probably, I don't know, like, it's either 5 or 10 of the cow bodies started, but they're in a bag unfinished, just like most of my life, right? It's just a work in progress. I'm really good at starting things and not finishing them. So I do sell these guys for $20 a piece. I have no problem selling them at that price. I thought about increasing it, but I like $20 for this. You know, it fits in my hand. So I do love this pattern. I have it memorized now, obviously, because I make so many of them. So I've got, what is that, 4 cows. That's not going to last very long. That's not going to make it through the weekend. I can tell you that right now. So that's $80 of inventory. Next, I have had this guy for a while. It's a cute little dragon, and I have $45 on him, but I have had this guy maybe 6 months. So I'm going to drop him another $5 and see what happens. We're going to sell this guy for $40, and maybe somebody will want him. I love his little wings. He's super cute. This is made out of the Sweet Snuggles Light, and I don't know, at one market I had a little boy come up to me and he's like, I would like to order this in green and white. And he loved his green and white dragon. Maybe it's the color combination. I don't know. I like it, but maybe it's not other people's cup of tea. And we'll see. Maybe it goes well around Halloween in the fall. I don't know. I'll let you know if he sells. But I have 1 of him. Next, I have so many of these bodies made, just not completed, like my cows. And in fact, I use the cow pattern, but I've got 1 unicorn, and I sell the unicorn for $25, and it's made out of the burlap blanket in the white. And then, is this called unicorn? It might be called unicorn. The color might be that I use for the feet and the hair. So that one won't last either. I've got one unicorn, and this is also the same pattern that I have altered to make it a horse. I got 1 horse, also for $25. Is Dolly in the background? Can you see her? Oh no, you can't see her. She's all the way back there. But this is what the horse looks like here. And next, I've got one large longhorn. He can stand up by himself. This one takes a long time to do. I love his little hair, and I have one of him, although I have the body and the head made, and I got everything made. I just need to sew it together. So if this one sells, I will come home that night and then sew the other one together. Or maybe I'll do it tonight, I don't know. But I have one of him. I do sell him for $50, and I never have any issue selling these at shows when I take them. So I've got one. I expect him to go. Next, I'm very surprised. I only have one turtle made because I thought I was working on these for several days, and I'm pretty sure I did, and I made all the parts, but then I need to do the crochet and crochet it together because these are crocheted in the round. So everything's made. I think I have 9 more of these inside that I just haven't made yet. So in a perfect world, I would have those done, but right now I have one turtle, and this is made out of the Chenille Home Slim. These are usually a big hit at the markets, the sea turtles are, and I sell this for $25. So right now I've got one turtle, but I plan on having 9 more, hopefully. Okay, so next I have this extra large bee, and it's a little dark. The lighting's not that great, but he's got his sparkly eyes. And this one is made out of the Sweet Snuggles, so it's super big, and I don't usually have a problem selling these, which is why I actually did get 5 of these done. And so I'm excited that I actually accomplished that goal of making those big plushies so that I can replace these. Now these I will probably set out like one, and then when that one sells, I'll replenish it. So I'm not gonna have all 5 of these sitting out. The small ones I will. The small ones are impulse buys, and you want a lot of the same small things so that people can grab them. And a lot of times you'll get a group of kids that they're like, oh, we all want the same thing, and then they'll grab, you know, 3 of the same thing. So, but these are one of a kind, and you want them to feel like they're one of a kind, so I only put 1 out. So my extra large beads, I got 5 of them, and that brings me to $175 of inventory in the Sweet Snuggles bee. Next, I've got 3 different sizes of, or not sizes, but different kinds of birds. This came in a pattern bundle pack. I've got the duck, the flamingo, and the eagle. And I have 2 of the flamingos because it's summer. So I've got 4 of the large birds, and I sell the birds for $35. All of them are made out of the Sweet Snuggles Light, except for the duck is made out of the feet, and the beak are made out of the burnout blanket in the orange bright color. So that is $140 of inventory in birds. Okay, next is a big seller still, are the little bees. I make these out of baby burnout, and then, hi Susie, it's our barn cat. She is brave out here because the dogs are not anywhere to be seen. Okay, so I've got 19 of these. So like I said, they are still selling. I sell them for $8, and so that gives me $152 of inventory just in bees. Next I have pickles. I've got 8 pickles. Now, all my fruits and vegetables, I sell them for $12 or 2 for $10, and most people will buy 2. So I'm just counting them inventory wise to have $10 each. So I've got $80 in pickles, and I make them out of the Sweet Snuggles Light. And then I just randomly put little bobble stitches wherever. Okay. Next, I've got, oh no. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense that pigs like to play in the dirt, but not the crochet kind. Okay, I've got my 2 different sizes of pigs. Pigs by far are my biggest seller. They are made out of the Sweet Snuggles Light. They are a no-sew pattern, and they got a little curly tail. So I make this one out of the Light and this one out of Sweet Snuggles. I sell this one for 10 and this one for 20. I have 21 pigs and 3 of the large pigs. Now the large pigs will sell, but obviously not as much as the little ones. This is the right size for a kid to hold on to and walk around a market. So I sell way more of those. So $210 in pigs and $60 in large pigs. And the large pig, it does take me a little bit longer than the small pig to make, because when I crochet the larger yarn, it slows me down. I don't know if any of you else experience that, but you should be like, oh, it's the same pattern. You should use the same time, but it takes me longer. Next, I have these little possums. These are a great seller for me. I have a free tutorial on my YouTube, which is obviously linked below, and I sell this guy for $10. I made and am bringing 16 of these to my show. So that's $160 of inventory in small possums. And I like to set them next to the large possum because I've had somebody buy a large possum and then get a small one for it to have a baby possum. So I make this one out of Sweet Snuggles Light. I can usually get a better deal on the Sweet Snuggles Light than I can the Bernat Blanket. So typically, if I can make it in that, I will. It does tend to be a little bit smaller, but that's okay. Next, in my fruit and vegetables stand, I've got 8 blueberries, and basically I chose 8 because that's how much I can get out of a skein. So blueberries are typically still a pretty good seller for me. And like I said, fruits and vegetables, $12 each or 2 for $10, but most people will buy 2. So $80 there. And then I've got 2 broccoli, which I will be creating in June, the month of June. I will be creating a tutorial for this little guy. So if you're interested in broccoli, come back for that. And then I have 1 of my, it was supposed to be lettuce, but he looks more like cabbage, and people have kind of been calling him cabbage. So I'm going with cabbage. 1 cabbage left. Although I've had people call it broccoli, and I'm like, it's obviously not broccoli. Broccoli is my favorite vegetable, and I'm super offended that you don't know what it looks like. Okay, just kidding. But it is my favorite vegetable. I love broccoli. So I got 1 of those left. And then I've got 3 of these. This is a little peach. And in my last video, you guys suggested that I put a little leaf on it. So before I do take it to market, I'm going to crochet a little green leaf right here. So just kind of imagine that. Can you kind of like imagine the green? Oh yeah, it looks like a peach now. Because I was kind of using the green from the tree. Like, oh yeah. Okay, so I've got 3 of those. It is a pattern that it's a pattern I came up with. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know if people are interested in peaches. So let's see, blueberries. I had $80 in inventory. The rest of it is another 60. Possums, I told you I had 16, so 160 there. Okay, so my next item, I didn't actually make any for this market. These are all left over. So I've got the Leggy froggies, and I've got the two colors that I make, the light green and the dark green. And I do sell these for $10. I did not sell any at my last market. So I've got 17 of these, which I'm going to bring. I expect them to sell because I think I'm the only crocheter there. I kind of went through each booth and looked and saw what everybody else was doing. So I still think these are going to sell. And this is adding me up $170 more of inventory, and I didn't have to prep any of it in the last 3 weeks because they were already made. Next, sometimes I love these and sometimes I hate them. I've got two different colors of axolotls. I got the pink one and the blue one. I make these out of the Sweet Snuggles Light, and let's see, how many do I have? I've got 7 of these. I've got 4 of the pink, 3 of the blue, and then I've got way more bodies that are made, but they aren't put together. So I also have purple and teal green color and more pink and more blue. But it's my problem. I start things and then I don't finish them. So this is something I do like to take with me, is usually I'll have these bodies made and I just have to like to sew on the gills and embroider the mouth. I will sit there at a craft show and just put them all together. And then I got more, and then as soon as I put it out, it sells. So I'm selling these for $18, and I've got 7 of them, so that brings me up to 126 of inventory for those. And my Babel chickens, I have a variety of colors. They are still a fantastic seller for me. I've got the white, the brown, the black and white speckled, and then I've got this tweed color. So there are my Babel chickens. And I've got 22 chickens. I sell them for $12 a piece, and my inventory in that is $264 in chickens. And chickens still go super fast. Like, I had a kid at my last market, he ran up to my booth, grabbed his chicken, and he's like, this is what I want. And then he had to wait 10 minutes for his brother to pick something out. And so, I mean, they are super cute still. There they are. So if you haven't tried that out, I know everybody makes them, but everybody loves them. So they are still selling. Okay, I was going through my last few things and I found another possum. So I have 2 of these. So as soon as that one sells, I can put this one out. I'm so excited. Okay, next. These were a big hit at my last market, and maybe it's because of the big booties. These frogs, they just sold like crazy. And when I displayed them, a lot of it is about how you display things. But when I displayed them, I would have one turned around so you could see that it was a big booty frog, and they're like, oh, it's a booty. And so I sell these guys for $15, and it is made out of the Sweet Snuggles Light. I have 13 of them that I am bringing to the show. And so that brings my inventory. It adds $195 in these booty frogs. Next, I told you about the hippo. I have one large hippo, and this one is made out of Sweet Snuggles. He is $35. I've brought him to the last 2 markets, and the small ones seem to sell better, but I think that size just sells more. So I only have one of this guy, and he's $35. So he's comparable to the size of the possum, if you can see. Next, I have all of my small birds. So I sell all of these for $10. I got my flamingo, my chick, and my mallard. These were all designed by the same person on her blog. So cute. They just have different color changes and so cute, but they are basically the same pattern. I have 13 of the flamingo. I've got 13 of the chick and 10 of the mallard. And I sell all of these for $10. So that brings my inventory 130 in flamingos, 130 in chicks, and 100 more in mallards. And that is my inventory. This is made out of Sweet Snuggles Light. This is Baby Bernat and Sweet Snuggles. These go pretty well. And like I said, it's just because it's that right size, a child can hold it, and it's not too expensive. So I make a lot of those. I don't know, can you see I got a lot, a lot of those. Okay, so the total inventory I'm bringing to this show is $3,156, and I wanted to make $5,000 for this show, but I still have tonight, tomorrow, and Friday morning. Obviously, I'm not going to make $1,900 of inventory in that time, but I can increase that a little bit. So I'll probably end up having $4,000 of inventory when I go to the show. And the reason why I have so much is because they're expecting more than 100,000 people. So I just wanted to be super prepared, but I am not quite there. But that is everything that I crocheted for my show. I have so many more patterns that I wanted to make. Just sometimes you run out of time. So if you do want to see this fantastic show I'm about to go to, make sure you do subscribe, hit that like button so that other people can see this, and I will see you all next time.